Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My today's new lecture topic of the lecture is hybrid molecules. What they actually are, why they are called hybrid molecules. I will try to explain the topic with bit simpler examples, starting with some sort of a simple and lucid introduction. Then we will try to look into the application of the hybrid molecules. Then, of course, the recent trends in the preparation in the synthesis of the hybrid molecule. This is what I'm going to explain. So, what the hybrid molecules are, in fact, they are supposed to be dual function, molecules. Molecules which at least performs two functions. They are called hybrid molecules. Similarly, the molecules with two types of structural units are also called hybrid molecules. Why we need to produce hybrid molecules, or why people have produced hybrid molecules? As I've just explained the term, the molecule which have a dual function, mean we are combining two molecules together. We are reducing the cost of production. We are producing one molecule which can give us two type of properties. Okay, let's say if we want a drug having antifungal properties, another drug that has a sort of a antibacterial properties. If a patient has to take two types of drugs at the time, one has the ability to act as antibacterial drug, the other has to act as antifungal drug. I'm just supposing to give you an overview about the dual functionalities. If someone comes up with a molecule which has two structural units, one unit has the ability to act as antifungal, the other unit has the ability to act as antibacterial, and both units have been connected into the sort of a, I would say, same molecule. They have been incorporated in the same molecule. So that molecule will be a dual function molecule. Let me give you a simplified diagram. It's a molecule number 1 having antibacterial nature. We have another molecule we can call it molecule 2, or we can call it molecule B, having it's a antifungal nature. Somebody bring them together. Let's say they have built a molecule. I'll draw this way like. This will be the linker. This is called linker. The linker which is actually connecting the two molecules together. Molecule 1, molecule 2 having two different properties, but now they are linked together through a linker. This resulting molecule actually carries both, antibacterial part as well as antifungal part. So now this is a dual action molecule. It has dual properties. So it is supposed to called as a hybrid molecule, because it has the ability to act as antifungal as well as antibacterial at the same time once it is administered in any patient, it is given to any patient. As both the functionalities have been incorporated into the same molecule, the functionalities have been linked together through a linker. The resultant molecule is supposed to be a dual action. In simpler way, they are the hybrid molecules, It's a sort of a basic what the linkers are, how they act as linkers. Okay, what should be the chemistry of the linkers? This is a separate topic, we have to discuss that. Similarly, in order to connect the molecules into a linker, what they should have here, what should be the chemistry of the end, termini, what should be present here so that they can be incorporated into a linker, the linker can connect them together. This is what we need to look into, okay? So the molecules should have some sort of chemical functionalities through which they can be linked to a linker. If they are linkable, they do have a sort of functionalities through which they can link to the linker, then we can generate a hybrid molecule. If the molecules, independent molecules, don't have some sort of functionalities over here through which they can connect with the linker. If they don't have those functionalities, so we will not be able to connect them together. So once we cannot connect them together, they will not be hybrid molecules. We need to take this body as well as this body as a separate molecules, separate compounds in the form of drugs, so that they can do their specific biological activities inside the body. Then what is going to happen? The patient has to take this drug and patient has to take this drug as well. So double dosings. Secondly, he has to purchase this drug as well he has to purchase this drug. So it is going to be cost expensive, It will not be cost effective. However, if they are linked together, and we have generated a single compound, so we have reduced the burden on patient to 50%. Two drugs has been converted into a single drug, and the single drug has the ability to do both functions. So patient has to take less amount of the drug. Their compliance, patient compliance will increase, So this is a basic concept, especially in pharmaceutical industry, in drug synthesis. The hybrid molecule, the molecules with dual functions, they are very much gaining attraction in new computer-aided drug designing. This is what I will explain inshallah in my next proceeding lecture. At the moment I'm just trying to give you a brief intro, simplified diagrams, trying to convince you guys what the dual function molecules are. Before I start, I go into the dual function drugs, have already explained to you functional molecules, especially the dyes, bioactive dyes, textile dyes. Let me take those compounds, those molecules into account again. So convince you again that those molecules which were the functional molecules were also a sort of hybrid molecules. So let me go back into those molecules. Let me explain those molecules under the heading of hybrid molecules. What we were doing actually, if you guys could remember, we used to have benzimidazole, and let's say we had another aniline molecule. We perform diazotization. What is diazotization? How it is performed? What is the chemistry? What are the diazonium salts? What are the diazonium compounds? What are the diazonium electrophile? I have explained in different separate lectures available on YouTube, and request you to go through, because the diazotization is an excellent example of a generation of electrophile that can easily be done in the labs. And the color changing in the beakers, in the test tubes, gives you clue to the student that yes, something has happened inside the test tube, because the visual changes convince people that some reaction has happened over there. So I request to go through those reactions. So once we go and we perform diazotization, what happens? We received diazonium salts. As we have an idea, the diazonium salts and electrophiles, where positive charge is there on the nitrogens, they want to react with the couplers, somebody having aromatic ring, because benzenes do undergo electrophilic substitution reactions. So what happened then, this diazonium salt, I can rewrite it for you. Interest, after diazotization, let's say this was diazonium salt. We bring this benzimidazole, which has been prepared from other reactions. It's a separate story how the benzimidazoles could be prepared. Let's say they have been prepared, and we are using them as a couplers because it carries one benzene ring. So what happens? This diazonium couples over here. So what is this? It becomes an azo colorant. It's an azo colorant. It's an azo colorant. What is happening over here? The formation of azo group in this molecule, azo group, azo functionality, we have an idea this functionality generates colors. This gives colors, So it will become an azo colorant because it's an azo functionality. It's an azo colorant. Mean it can act as an azo dye. Azo dye for textile, So what is happening around here in this reaction? This body, the presence of azo group, give this the property number 1 to act as colorant, azocolorant or azo dye, So it's a property number 1 in this molecule. Due to the presence of this imidazole, the 5-membered ring having 2 nitrogens, we have an idea it's a bioactive compound. It has the antimicrobial nature, antimicrobial property. So this compound has dual functionalities. What are the dual functionalities? This group generates or induces color generation. The molecule becomes a colorant, so it is supposed to act as sort of a dye. At the same time, this imidazole functionality has the ability to act as a antimicrobial, it can give antimicrobial property, antimicrobial function. So this compound, which has been prepared from benzimidazole and a diazonium salt of an aniline, this resultant compound is a functional molecule, it's a hybrid molecule, it's a functional molecule because it is giving 2 properties. One, it is acting as a colorant. Number 2, the colorant is also antimicrobial in nature. So this sort of the compounds which has already been discussed with you guys. That's why I'm bringing this compound back to recall your memories that such compounds we call those as functional molecules, So this is how they are called, the hybrid molecules. We call those hybrid molecules. So this is one of the examples which has already been discussed as hybrid molecules. Initially it started off the hybrid molecules in respect of pharmaceutical drugs which have dual functions. Generally people consider the hybrid molecules in regard of the pharmaceutical importance, drug discovery having two properties, at the same times. The hybrid molecules have been used, are now being used actually beyond the pharmaceutical perspective. They do fall in other categories as well, as in case of the textile dyes, where the dye has 2 properties. It's a function. Some dyes are UV protective dyes. They protect us from the UV radiations coming from the sun, So at the same time, they're the dye, they're giving color, they're producing color, they're dispersing color to the textile material, to the cellulosic fibers, So the dyes are functional dyes. They are called the hybrid molecules as well. So it's the best suited examples where hybrid molecules are in use in textile industry, One more example which has already been discussed, I would like to give you so that you can understand the idea about the hybrid molecules, what they actually are. This is a natural molecule, natural body called syringic acid. Has also been discussed in previous lectures where we have used it for the preparation of different dye molecules, Again, as I've told you, it's a natural molecule. Natural molecule. Let's say you started off with, people have done actually. They took aniline. They took aniline, again perform diazotization. We have an idea after diazotization we receive diazonium salts. Then they use this syringic acid as a coupler. So what happened then? They prepare this sort of azocolorants, Again, azocolorant. Why I write azodye and azocolorant? You have an idea. The water soluble colorants are supposed to be dyes. If they are not water soluble, then they are called the colorant. At this point of time, it's water insoluble, so we call it azocolorant. Once we convert it into its salt, which is easy. Once we convert it into salt form, which will become a water soluble, then it will become an azodye. So this is what is the difference between dye as a colorant, has already been discussed in previous lectures. Again over here, this molecule is hybrid in two ways. Hybrid molecule in two ways, Two ways mean one way is, in one way it is a dye, yes, so one property. Secondly, I would write this one way. The second property is, we have an idea, it's a syringic acid, it's a bioactive, so it's a bioactive. So once it's a bioactive, this will become as a bioactive dye. So two properties are there, so it is supposed to be called a hybrid molecule. It's a one way to call it hybrid molecule. The other way is, one part is synthetic. The aniline has a synthetic origin. The syringic acid, it has a natural origin. It's a natural molecule, So combination of a synthetic and a natural, it is can called as a hybrid molecule, because we have combined two molecules together through reaction here. One belongs to synthetic background, has been synthesized in industry. The other molecule has been retrieved from plant. So it's a natural, so combination of natural along with synthetic, the resultant molecule is a hybrid. One part synthetic, one part is a natural. So it's a sort of hybrid molecule in one way. The other way, why it is hybrid? Because it is giving one functionality, property, that it is acting as a dye, as a colorant due to the presence of an azo group. The second way, this body, which is a natural entity, it's a sort of a bioactive, having a bioactivity, bioactive properties, so that is why you can call it functional molecule, you can call it hybrid molecules. So these are the two. I have given you very simple examples which has already been discussed with you guys actually. They are the hybrid molecules. I'm just starting with those simpler examples, simple sort of explanations, so you people can understand what the hybrid molecules are. They could be a combination of natural and synthetic. Once they combine together, the resulting molecule will be a hybrid molecule. This part will have its own properties, this part will have its own properties, but as they are present together, both properties are being shown at the same time. Okay, so that is why this molecule will be called as a dual function molecule, it will be called as a hybrid molecule. Either it is being used in the drug, or it is being used in textile industry, it is being used in polymer industry, it is being used in agrochemistry, agrochemical industry, whatever the applications are. If your molecule is able to show two types of functionalities at the same time, then such molecules are supposed to called as hybrid molecules, you know. So today I've given you brief explanation. Yes, as I've just told you, two functionalities are two backgrounds. So dual molecules, hybrid molecules. Today I've just given you simpler example which has already been discussed with you guys in previous lecture in other different contexts, you know, where I was trying to convince you guys about the functional molecules. I was trying to give you examples or preparation of azo dyes. Then I was trying to give you examples of semi-synthetic dyes where one part is coming from industrial synthetic background and the other part is coming from the natural background, and we call it semi-synthetic molecules. Okay. The other way we also discuss in respect of its functional molecule. We also discuss it as eco-friendly molecules, you know. Today I'm taking those examples again in another frame of mind, trying to convince you that those molecules could be hybrids as well. Hybrid molecules not only used in pharmaceutics, in drug designing, in drug discovery, in synthesis of drugs, you know, they have their application far beyond the pharmaceutics. They are being used in textiles, I've just explained. They could be a part of functional polymers. They could be used in agriculture as agrochemicals, having dual functions as fungicides as well as plant growth regulating agent. Both functions could be performed at the same times. Okay, so they could be the hybrid molecules. This is what about today's topic. If you have any issue, any question related to today's talk, please do not hesitate to ask me. Come up with your question, put that in comment area. I will explain, inshallah. Further, the hybrid molecules, synthesis, chemistry, what sort of the linker should be, what sort of the molecules should have proper functionality so they can be linked together. They should have some sort of proper functionalities available, which can be linked together to make a single molecule. If they don't have proper functionalities available, they won't be able to link to each other through a linker. What is the concept of the linker, that will be explained. Means in the next lecture we are going to look into the chemistry. What sort of the groups should be here which can be linked to the linker, and what sort of the group should be present on the linker so that it can link two different molecules with itself to become a single molecule having double properties, you know. So this is what will be explained in next lecture, where I will try to convince you guys about the preparation of hybrid molecules and the requirement of the chemical functionalities for the preparation of the hybrid molecules, inshallah. So I hope so you have got the idea what I'm trying to convince today. And if you have any questions, you do come up about the hybrid molecules, their application, their preparation will be explained further. You can keep your question related to those topics till we explain those ones, and at the end of the topic you will be free to discuss about their preparation, about their applications in polymer industry, in agrochemistry, in drug discovery, any other field, you know. So this is all about in today's lecture. I do hope you have got the idea about the hybrid molecules. Once the combination of nature and synthetics, those also be called as hybrids, or two different functional molecule linked together having dual function, they could also be called as hybrid molecules. So this is the basic theme behind the hybrid molecules. With this, I would like to thank you for your time and patience and for your kind attention. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.